Hi, everyone. My name is Rhea Seehorn. I'm honored to be speaking at a DVRC event. Wish we could all be there together and in person, but alas, we cannot. But I'm happy to be here virtually. And thank you to the Domestic Violence Resource Center for all the work that you do and for allowing me to come on here and blah, 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 talk about a little bit about me and my career, how I came to be an honorary New Mexico resident and member of this wonderful community. But really, the real reason is because I really need you to donate to DVRC. So we'll come back to that in just a second. I have been a professional actor, which to me just means getting paid for it, for coming up on 25 years. And the first half of that was on the East Coast, doing theater in Washington, D.C. and New York. And then I came out to Los Angeles with a sitcom and ended up staying out west and doing a number of television programs until I then got this role that brought me here to New Mexico. And that is playing Kim Wexler on Better Call Saul. Definitely my favorite role, the role of a lifetime, with a community of people that have become my family, not just the crew, but the locals here, and living off and on in New Mexico for the better part of 7 years has been an amazing experience. And the community embraces the entertainment industry being here and the work that we're doing. And I've been greeted with such love and respect when I'm out and about in the community. I also have a deep fondness and love for the state of New Mexico and the city of Albuquerque. It's just been an absolute joy to shoot here and live here and work here and make friends here, bring my family here. I live in a beautiful home that Bob Odenkirk and his wife Naomi purchased here. And when we're working, I live here with Bob and another cast member, Patrick Fabian. And that's been a joy as well, but we definitely think of this as a second home. And every year when I come back, I'm greeted by these skies, these people, this environment. It's all been an amazing experience that I am reluctant to let go of, even though we're doing the final season. We'll see. I'll find a way to get back here soon, I promise you. But back to DVRC and me hoping that you can give some money today. I was so overwhelmed to learn of all of the work that DVRC was doing. I'm ashamed that I didn't know about all the work they were doing sooner. Mentoring and volunteering, and particularly being a part of young women's lives, has been important to me all of my adult life, from theater workshops for youth at risk to being a mentor with Big Brothers Big Sisters for over a decade. And domestic violence prevention, intervention, and treatment started to really come to the forefront of my mind as something that I wanted to figure out a way to do more for those organizations and organizations that are doing the incredible work like DVRC. Just before the pandemic, really, I just realized that it was an issue that is continually touching me in some way, either a story I'm hearing or witnessing. Luckily not touched by domestic violence in my life personally. I'm very, very grateful for that. But breaking this epidemic and this systemic problem that's in every community and helping women and men that are isolated and feeling afraid and alone and not knowing where to go or who to reach out to is bad enough as it is. But then as COVID hit and the pandemic started, and I'm sitting there with a loving family, but still dealing with the stresses of being shut in and on lockdown and feeling cut off from community. I really started thinking more and more about the victims of domestic violence and what's going on with them right now. And as I'm sure all of you have read and know, domestic violence issues are on the rise, and it is causing more stress. And there is more sense of being isolated and not being able to get away from your abuser, or not knowing where to turn, or being afraid to be out because of the virus, and all of these things compounding an already terrible issue. So when I started hearing about DVRC and the work that they're doing with all their sister organizations as well, and realizing that they are answering and helping over 6,000 calls of distress and people in need annually, and they're turning away another 6,000. And that really got to me. And this is an organization that desperately needs to double in size and double their budget. Not today, yesterday. And if there's anything that any of you can give, or a way that you can get the word out about the Domestic Violence Resource Center and the need for donations and the need for them to be able to continue the work that they're doing, I encourage you to do it. Right now is a time when many of us feel overwhelmed by what we can't do anything about. And whether it's the news or the pandemic, one can really get lost in a sense of hopelessness and dark days. And this is something that you can do. And this is something that you can do something about right now if you have the financial means. Because there are organizations like DVRC who are making lives better one at a time every single day. And so I beg of you to do what you can. And thank you very much to DVRC and all of your staff for all the work that you do here in this great community of New Mexico that I love so much. Thank you.